Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I'm your host, your DFS Jerusalem, coming to you live from the
Unless you got 150 entries and then you're a shark and I don't fuck with you. So
there's too much good shit on here. This is the often imitated, never duplicated. I'm here with my lovely co-host. Thank y'all. Stay safe. Enjoy. I may have been calling in to work. You're gonna be in the running for the snowflake of the year. Get your shit together with your snowflake. I'm here at the crib, man, and I'm just finishing up. Stop. Throw them bitches in the main. I'm telling you. You're gonna see the results, bro. You're gonna see it. This is what's really gonna help you out. You know how I feel about the home dogs. There's a lot of fight in the home dogs, and I really think a lot of shit to go over tonight. Who that scored all them points over there? Player of the night.
get them in your lineups, get them in there, and let's go get this money.
Thursday, let's go, and remember, in the sweatshop, we always keep it 300.
What is going on? This is your big homie, the DFS Jerusalem. You can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Today, we're going to be talking about a little bit of what happened last night. We had a short stop, a 4-game NBA slate. We're going to be talking about that some. We're also going to be looking forward to today, to a nice 12-game slate that we have on deck. We're going to talk about, and of course, our regular format of the show. I did not issue out a core of plays. I didn't play by that. I had some stacks that really did well on FanDuel, that is. So I did well on FanDuel, not so great on DraftKings. Kind of balanced out. I won a little bit on the day. I had a Yahoo lineup that cashed, so that was pretty good. So it was a fairly decent day overall for me. Didn't win a lot, lost nothing, so it's all good. I'm happy about that, right? So, yo, do me a favor. As you step in, I want you to kick off your shoes, relax, sit back, enjoy, and hit the like button, okay? Yes, relax, enjoy, chill. You're amongst family. You're amongst friends. Say what's up to everybody in the Facebook VIP. What's going on, y'all? All y'all, what's happening? Good to see all y'all. The engine that makes this thing go. We're gonna chop it up, man. The first thing we're gonna do, like I said, I didn't roll out a core of players. I didn't have like a core of players that I was rocking with. I pretty much was just, these are the stacks I like. This is where I'm going. These are the 2 games that I have a lot of exposure to, and we built some lines. And the lines, FanDuel lines are pretty good. They're pretty good. So, but we do have the feature for players of the night. And first thing first, let's go ahead and chop that up. These are the feature for players of the night. These are the most talked about, tweeted about guys in the DFS Sweatshop, in the Facebook VIP, and as well as on Twitter. First, we're going to talk about the who that scoring all them points over there, player of the night. And that's got to go to the homie Brandon Ingram. Yo, Stream Bean went out there, and in 34 minutes, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, knocked down a 3-point shot. But the defensive stats is what really set him apart in this game. 4 steals, also had a block shot. He turned the ball over a little bit too much, but still an awesome game for the homie Brandon Ingram, and at very low ownership. You are last night's, who that scoring all them points over there, player of last night. Next guy we're going to talk about is the how did I miss that player tonight? And this is funny because, I had no right missing on this cat. This is a guy that I featured in the videos, the video I dropped a couple of, maybe a week ago, where we talked about, first takeaways, our first impressions of the NBA season. And D'Angelo Russell, with the homie being sidelined for the rest of the year, talking about Jeremy Lin, with him being traded from the Lakers to the Brooklyn Nets, having that chip on his shoulder, him having the green light to shoot as much as he wants. You had to think that D'Angelo Russell is going to be in a good spot not from just today or last night, but for the time being. And I missed on him, and what it really was, I just did not trust him coming back in only his 2nd game back from injury and doing what he did. But he went out and he balled, man. 33 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, hit 2 3-point shots. No real defensive stats, but in 29 minutes, he had a really solid game, and that is why you are last night's How Did I Miss That Play of the night. The next guy I'm going to talk about can only be one heat check play tonight, and you already know what time it is. The homie Mike James. Who? Mike James? Yo, Mike James went Spider-Man ham last night. He went crazy. Yo, this was nice. 29 minutes, 24 points, 3 boards, 5 assists, hit 3 3-point shots, 4 steals, and a block. Excellent game for the heat check player tonight. You, Mike James, salute to you. And now we must talk about that one motherfucker. This is a motherfucker that not only hits the chicks, but cannot hit the buckets. I'm talking about you, Darren Collison. Tonight at 6K, you robbed us. You stole from us. You were even in like a baby narrative. It wasn't like a full-grown narrative. It was a little baby narrative that you were playing against a team that you used to play for. You know, it started. The old days are behind you. You got a fresh start, a chance to play well, blah, blah. And I rarely give the snowflake of the night to the guy that's on the winning team. But when a team blows a team out, when your team blows a team out, and you have absolutely nothing to do with the blowout, bro, you a motherfucking snowflake with your snowflake ass, and I'm not going to roster your bitch ass again. There you have it. Darren Collison, you the snowflake of the night. Yo, horrible. Horrible. I ain't going to roster this bitch ass again. Right now. But we got to take a look at him going forward. So, Darren Collison hits the chicks, didn't hit the buckets. You are a snowflake. Let's move on with the motherfucking show. Let's go. All right, so now what we're going to be doing is we're going to take a look ahead. But, well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look back and just briefly recap the 4 games that we did have last night. It was a really solid slate. I think if you faded, because we talked about this, I'm gonna show you the lineup that I had. That was probably the best lineup that I had. Let's go look. I'm gonna show you right here. Okay, here we go. This was like my best lineup right here, and we talked about this. This is something that we talked about. All right, this is my best lineup. Mike James, Collison, old bitch ass, D'Angelo Russell, Devin Booker, Paul George, Josh Jackson, Bronny Hodge-Jefferson, Carmelo Anthony, Andre Drummond. And, okay, D'Angelo Russell is in this lineup, but he was the how did I miss that play tonight because I didn't have 0 of him on DraftKings. I didn't play him on DraftKings at all. I played him on FanDuel. And this is actually the FanDuel lineup that we made in the Sweatshop. This wasn't like something that I came up with by myself, so to speak. So, here we go. 289. This is my best lineup. It's a $10 buy-in. I won $20 on it, right? And okay, Mike James here. You got Russell. You got Booker, who I loved. George, Josh Jackson. And what you don't see in this lineup is you don't see Giannis, and you don't see you don't see Giannis in that contest, and you don't see Westbrook. So last night was a decent night to fade both of those cats, and we talked about this. I explained in yesterday's video that you were only going to have 4 types of lineups. You're going to have the Westbrook line, the Giannis line, the Westbrook and Giannis line, and then the fade line. Those are the only kind of lines that you were going to have. And I had one of each of them, and that was my best one, the one that I faded both of them in. So let's go ahead, take a look back at what happened in yesterday's NBA action. We are going to start. We're going to start in Indiana, man, where the Pacers were playing host to the Sacramento Kings. You know, as we already stated, man, it was a very solid game from a Pacers perspective, man. They really had a nice one. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. We're going to start with the home team. Yo, Bojan Bogdanovic, 17 points, 3 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal. It's very solid in his 27 minutes. It started off to where we thought that Thad Young was going to have one of those awesome Thad Young games, but he only played 27 minutes, and he really didn't do much in the second half. But Sabonis, bro, oh my God. Sabonis went off. 12 points, 16 boards, 5 assists, while shooting 83% from the field. Very solid game there. Vic Oladipo kind of disappointed, 14 and 4 to go with 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. And Corey Joseph off the bench, 13 and 3, was pretty solid. As far as the Sacramento Kings were concerned, not a great game for anyone, bro. De'Aaron Fox, 18 and 4 rebounds to go with 5 assists and 1 steal. We also saw Sal Labissiere for 24 minutes. He had 8 and 8. And then Zach Randolph, 12 and 5 in his 23 minutes. Not a great game there from him. The next game we got is the Brooklyn Nets at the crib taking on the Phoenix Suns. TJ Warren, 20 points and 11 rebounds, man. Really solid double-double for him. Tyson Chandler only had 2 points, but he did have 13 boards. Also had an assist and a block shot. That was decent. Mike James, 24, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, and 1 block. and the homie Devin Booker set it all the way off. 32 points, 7 boards, 4 assists, while shooting 50% from the field, going 11 of 22. Very nice shooting performance there. We also had Alex Len off of the bench, grabbed 15 boards. He only chipped in 6 points, but he also only played 25 minutes, so it was very decent. Next, on the other side, excuse me, we've got Rondae Hollis-Jefferson for the Brooklyn Nets, 21 and 7 to go with 1 assist, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. Pretty decent game there. DeMarre Carroll, 13 and 5 to go with an assist, 4 steals, and a block. And that kind of sucks. That DeMarre Carroll was, he's a game time decision. He might not play. And he comes in and he plays this well. That sucks. D'Angelo Russell led the team in scoring with 33 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Pretty solid game there. Karis LeVert in 27 minutes had 11 and 2 to go with 3 assists, also 1 block shot while shooting 44% from the field. And Spencer Dinwiddie off of the bench, 15 points to go with 4 assists and 2 steals. Pretty solid game there. The next game we're going to talk about is the Oklahoma City Thunder going to Milwaukee, man, and kind of smashing on the Bucks, bro. Paul George in 28 minutes had 20 and 3 to go with a steal and a block. We saw Steven Adams, 14 and 11 to go with 2 assists and 1 steal. Very solid game there. Russell Westbrook's damn near triple-doubled on him. 12 and 10 to go with 9 assists. Did not have any defensive stats, not like Russell Westbrook. And Jerry Grant off of the bench had 17 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals in scrub love. On the Milwaukee Bucks side, Giannis, man, 28 points, 8 boards, 3 assists. He finally came back down to earth, bro. He blocked the shot, but he only shot 14 shots on the game and went 9 for 14. So we needed more shots from him. And Chris Middleton was not a help at all, bro. He was bad. 31 minutes, he had 9.7 boards, 2 assists, and 2 steals. Didn't see much help from anyone else on the team there. Last game we had, the nightcap was going to be the Los Angeles Lakers at the crib taking on the Detroit Pistons here. Stanley Johnson in 28 minutes had 9 and 4, not good. Andre Drummond, 10 and 12 rebounds with 5 assists, 1 steal. Tobias Harris, his usual self, scoring 18 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal, and a block shot. And off of the bench, Ish Smith chipped in 12 and 3, 2 or 3 assists, while Reggie Jackson had 27 minutes, 18 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and he was probably, next to Mike James, one of the better point guard players on the slate. If I get rid of that dumbass, if I get rid of that dumbass Darren Collison and play Reggie Jackson for 300 cheaper, bro, I'm killing it. I'm killing it. On the Lakers side, Brandon Ingram, man, we talked about him already, 13 and 5 to go with 6 assists, 4 steals, and 1 block. Big game from Larry Nance Jr., 14 points, 12 boards, 2 assists, 3 steals, while shooting 50% from the field. Very nice. Kyle Kuzma, 16 and 6 to go with 3 assists. Nice game from him. And Julius Randle off of the bench, 17 points, 7 boards to go with 3 assists. And Lonzo Ball chipped in 13 points, also grabbed 6 boards and had 3 assists with 2 blocks. And the funny thing about this, this fucking rotation stays shit. Like, you don't know what is happening. The cats on the bench are getting more minutes than the dudes that are starting. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, I hate this shit. We had Brandon Ingram that played 34 minutes, and Larry Nance played 27. Brook Lopez played 21 minutes, and he was like the chalk for a second, and then everybody realized how bad the rotations are, and then you didn't see him get rostered too much. Like, he was like 6% owned in some contests, talking about Brook Lopez, and he only had 8 points, 1 rebound, and 4 assists. That dude was ducking rebounds. Like, he was like, I don't want to get he does not want to get rebounds. Brook Lopez is a sorry excuse for a center, bro. That dude, he wants to just shoot around or stand around a 3-point line and shoot threes. He hates to bang. And as long as he's like that, you can't play that dude, man. Fuck that dude. He's a bum. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into today's slate of games. It's a pretty solid one. Kind of like this. Kind of like the slate actually. The first game we got on the slate is going to be the big homie. And you're going to get Milwaukee going to Charlotte. And you know what time it is. Anytime. Kimba.
I got hoes.
Let's go, Kimba. Let's do it. We're going to do it. All right. So you got the Milwaukee Bucks and the Charlotte Hornets. So we're going to build our player pool right here, man. We're going to start with Kimba, man. The homie got hoes. He is getting it in. Has been doing quite well over the last stretch of games. It's kind of tough to, target, so to speak, target Milwaukee backcourt because, it's not like Giannis is going to be defending Kemba Walker. They're going to have maybe Tony Snell on him, and that could limit the homie. That could really limit the homie. But he's been shooting so well. He has been shooting so well lately that I really think taking a shot on Kemba here at 7.6 is doable. Now, one thing that I do love the fact that nobody wants to play Dwight Howard. After that last performance that he had, nobody's gonna want to play him. But I can tell you this: Milwaukee Bucks are a very weak rebounding the basketball, and that is a strength for the Charlotte Hornets now, especially Dwight Howard. So let's go ahead and rock with him in there. MKG, not a guy that I really love. Frank Kaminsky, if he's back, I think he's considerable. Cody Zeller off of the bench, eating into those Kaminsky and Marvin Williams minutes. That's going to be like a three-headed monster. That's like a three-headed monster. So I don't know if I want to fuck with that. Kemba at home against a team on a back-to-back, I kind of like regardless of the matchup. I kind of like, I agree with that, bro. I agree with that. Malik Monk, 3.9. Not really loving that. Dwayne Bacon, he's cheap. But see, with Treveon Graham coming back and Frank Kaminsky and Cody Zeller coming back, that really muddied, that really muddied the whole bench. Because you got Lamb that's gonna want minutes or gonna be getting minutes. MKG's getting minutes. All of that shit is crazy. So Kemba Walker, Dwight Howard, as far as I can go here. On the other side, Giannis is most assuredly in play. The only person that could have even hoped to defend Giannis in this spot, coming off a bad game like that, would have been Nick Batum, who is not playing. So I'm definitely gonna have some consideration here for Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's priced at 12K. I think that price is still up to a point where people really won't want to play him. Chris Middleton at 6.8 is very usable in this spot. Okay, now this is it, because Giannis is probably going to be guarded. Giannis is probably going to be guarded by MKG or Jeremy Lamb. If Jeremy Lamb guards Giannis, Giannis is going to go off for 50. If MKG guards him, that's going to open up the rebounding. That's going to open up rebounding for Chris Middleton. He's going to be able to play a little bit closer to the basket and score the ball a little bit more. So both of these guys are kind of going to be in play. Yeah, the question was asked, what about point guards versus the Bucks as a rule? And that is the rule. That is the rule. Like, we do not like to play point guards against the Bucks, because if a point guard comes out and he's playing well, they'll switch up and throw Delly on him, or they'll put Tony Snell on him. And both of those guys do very good. They do very well at limiting point guard numbers. They really do. So Kemba at home is a risk, is a major risk that I don't think a lot of people are going to take. And if I can get Kemba at home, low owned, at 7.6, I can get there. I think I can get there. Right? Then you got Kemba on a back-to-back. Yeah. Milwaukee coming out with that defense tonight. Kemba is a fade. Play Dwight. And the hoes matter. You know what I'm saying? Kemba got the hoes, baby. So I like this one. All right, so John Henson at 4.4. Nobody's going to want to go back to him, but I think you could if you really have to, if you need that salary-saving option. Thon Maker still cheap as shit at 3.6. The difference is John Henson is probably going to be on the court when Dwight is not. So if you wanted to get a cheap rebounding play, that could be a guy that you take a look at there. The next game we got is going to be the Indiana Pacers going to Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers. And once again, the Cleveland Cavs are an 11-point favorite, and they've been a favorite pretty much every game this year, and they've been getting smacked around. But Cleveland being at home in a 215 total, while they are favored in this spot, it really puts LeBron in play for me, man. I kind of, coming off of that loss, it's like playing Brady. LeBron off of a loss is like playing Brady off of a loss. I think you've got to consider LeBron here at 10.4. You have to. It wouldn't make any sense to not consider LeBron here, and that's probably all I would really love. You got Vic Oladipo, of course, because I don't care what the DVP says. You can play shooting guards against Cleveland, bro. I don't care what. Dwight is a play. Bucks has minus 13% rebounding differential. Exactly. Yeah. And even Collison. Damn, man. You go back to this dude. Yeah, because and the problem is they don't have anybody else. That's the problem. The Pacers don't have anybody else, and somebody's got to get those minutes. So we're looking at the same people we were looking at last night. Oladipo, Collison, maybe some Bojan Bogdanovic at 4K. Like, those are the guys we're looking at. Cavs had a team meeting. I love playing guys after those. Love and LBJ. Cool, yeah. I really love LeBron James here, without question. He's a guy that I'm definitely going to have some exposure to. Definitely. Kevin Love at 7.5 is usable. Derrick Rose, man, is at 4.9, bro. That is cheap as shit. Derrick Rose is so cheap. Derrick Rose is so cheap. I'm going to have to look at that. Going forward. I am. Next game we got is going to be Atlanta Hawks going to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. Ben Simmons, oh yes, 8.8. What? Ben Simmons under 9K, sign me up. Yo, if you're in here, bro, let me see how many of us are in here. 74 in here. I only got 3 likes. Come on now. Let's get it cracking. Let's get it cracking. No, I don't like Sabonis. I'm not going back to that. I think Tristan Thompson, Kevin Love, those guys are pretty tough around the basket. I'm not going back to Sabonis. Plus, I think did the price come up on him some? 5.7. Nah, I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. But I don't have to do that. Nah. Yeah, give me Ben Simmons. Embiid under 8K is definitely in play for me here without a doubt. Dario Saric, if he started at 4.5, yes. I kind of like this game. I really do, bro. This is nice. Jared Bayless, he didn't disappoint last time out. Will we see T.J. McConnell starting? What were the conditions that T.J. McConnell had been getting such an increase in minutes? I think it was the fact that J.J. Redick was out. So we're gonna have to keep ourselves abreast of that news. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and check on some news here. Redick will not play Monday versus Houston. Okay, cool. But we don't know yet, okay, because now it's Wednesday. So we need to see what's up with Redick if we find out that he's not playing. Markelle Fultz is out indefinitely. We don't have to worry about that shit no more. Jahlil Okafor, they're going to drop the option on him. They're not going to pick him up, so he's probably mad and won't see the court much this year. So you look at Amir Johnson at 3.4 as a usable piece. This Philadelphia team is becoming a lot easier to pinpoint the values from. So, yeah, I like this one. On the other side, you're going to get Kit Bazemore at 5.3. Don't really love him. Mike Muscala, nah. Schroeder, yeah, you can play Schroeder. Well, Schroeder is a game time decision here. And he's priced at 7K. Yeah, Schroeder's a game time decision priced at 7K. Let's just take a look at what his ailment is. He is probable to play Wednesday. Injury to his ankle. Okay. Because he might have came back too quick from that initial injury. All right, so cool. I don't love anything from Atlanta. Maybe some Bazemore, maybe some Taurean Prince. I don't love anything from Atlanta. John Collins at 4.9. I can fade that. Next one we got is Phoenix Suns going to Washington, take on the Wizards here. John Wall, yes. Bradley Beal, fuck yes. Just play the backcourt, bro. Yo, just play the Washington backcourt today. You get John Wall priced under 10K. Not a problem. Not a problem. Yo, if you're not playing LeBron, I think you should automatically be looking at John Wall here. Love that. You got Marcin Gortat, 5.9. Another usable play here. Otto Porter, man, the price hasn't gone up on him enough to where you just absolutely can't play him. You just absolutely can't play him at 7.1. But 53, 24, 46, 54. Like, this dude's been going ham for the better part of the season. So maybe you can take a look at him. My favorite guys for this game is going to be Wall, Beal, and Gortat. And I would not be, I wouldn't have a problem with playing Wall and Beal in the spot. I would not have a problem playing Wall and Beal in the spot. On the other side, very similar guys that I like here. Booker, Mike James, both of those guys are going to be in play. Love Booker. Mike James still pretty cheap at 4.7. Most definitely you can use him. John Wall is not going to expend a lot of energy defensively. He's going to do that offensively. So Mike James is not a problem here. You look at Josh Jackson at 3.9, maybe a guy that you can use here. Don't really love it. Don't really love this one. Next game we got is going to be the Sacramento Kings and the Boston Celtics. And yo, there's a lot of games that's supposed to be blowouts. And so you know that all of these are not going to be true. Like Indiana, Cleveland, that's a blowout, 11 points. You've got Atlanta, Philadelphia, 8-point total, 8-point differential. You've got Phoenix, Washington, 12.5. You got Sacramento, Boston, 13. Like, all of these games are not going to blow out, bro. Kyrie Irving, 8.5, automatic play for me. I kind of like that. Al Horford at 7.4. I like Horford in this spot. Tatum, yes, I can get there. Jaylen Brown is usable at 5.9. Honestly, you might look at Tatum and Brown in this spot and really want to use those guys because they're the young guys on the team, still going to be able to get minutes. Cauley-Stein at 5.5. We love to attack Boston rebound in the basketball. That's going to put Cauley-Stein and Zach Randolph in play for me. Don't love any of the guards here. Maybe some De'Aaron Fox at 5.7. The problem with playing De'Aaron Fox is if he doesn't start the game, I want some Kyrie defense. You know what I'm saying? I want some Kyrie defense. If I got De'Aaron Fox here, I want him against Kyrie defense. The problem is De'Aaron Fox is probably going to be matched up against Terry Rozier and or Marcus Smart, both really great defenders. So I will take De'Aaron Fox with a grain of salt in this spot. The next game we got is going to be the Chicago Bulls and the Miami Heat. So we got Lauri Markkanen. We've got Robin Lopez, Justin Holiday, 5.9. Jerian Grant. I don't like this shit. I really don't. Maybe Markkanen just because of how good he's been lately, but I don't like this one. I really don't. And we can take a look going back to Boston at Rozier and Marcus Smart if you feel confident in the blowout. So we got the Miami Heat here. Goran Dragic, who's a game time decision at this point. He didn't practice on Tuesday, so we need to make sure. Yo, Manelevant Elevant, my homie. Thank you so much, big bro. Look at Gun in the spot. What's up, Gun? Good to see you, bro. So you got Dragic, man, who's hasn't had a great game all year long. Honestly, look at Dragic, bro. Hasn't made value yet, at all. Has not made value yet. I mean, he's been rock solid, scoring. He has a floor of about 30 points, but he hasn't hit value yet, and he's dealing with a little illness, not a huge. Like a big ailment, like a knee or a ankle or anything like that. So I can go back there. If he's playing, I can go back to Goran Dragic. I'm not chasing Dion Waiters. Josh Richardson at 5.2 does interest me some here. Hyton White is a game time decision. If he plays, I can get behind it. Take a look. Oh, he has a knee. I ain't fucking with that. That's a bad wheel. I ain't fucking with that. Hopefully he doesn't play, and we get Bam Adebayo at 3.7, who I do have interest in this spot. Tyler Johnson at 4.5 kind of jumps off of the page to me. On the other side, Denzel Valentine, yes, at 4.7. I do like him. This could be a good one. There's some hidden gems in this one. I think there is. Yo, shout out to Malelevant Elephant, the homie. Much love to you, brother. Next game we got is the Orlando Magic and the Memphis Grizzlies. Yo, what are we going to... Okay, so teams have been doing fairly well against point guards. Have been doing fairly well against the Orlando Magic. And this is kind of where the rubber will meet the road because there's so many factors going into this game. Okay, number one. The Memphis Grizzlies are at home at the Grindhouse, where we know the score can be a little bit lower. Okay, we know that, right? Then you've got Conley and Marc Gasol, both of these guys, game-time decisions. Now, Marc Gasol was a game-time decision last time, ended up playing, but not playing well, okay? Then you've got the fact that this team sucks. Orlando sucks against point guards. Then you factor in that Mike Conley just has not been playing very well in totality of this season. So you're looking at it, 33, 32, 28, 35, 31, 26, 32. He's in a very similar spot to Goran Dragic. A very similar spot to Goran Dragic. Why do you always like Valentine? Scott Westfall asked, why do I like Valentine? Because he's cheap, he's good, he gets minutes, and he's always playing against the other team's second team. I think he's a starting caliber talent, Denzel Valentine. He definitely can stroke the deep shot, but he always plays against the worst part of the other team. You see what I'm saying? Like I think he's good. I really think he's good, and I think he should be starting. But with the injuries they've had, talking about the Chicago Bulls, the injuries that they had, the self-imposed injuries like Bobby Portis, Mirotic, and then you got Zach LaVine being out. Like he's really Zach LaVine's backup. You know what I'm saying? So I like him. I like him. So back to Memphis. I'm gonna say this, and it's probably gonna be a very unpopular opinion, but I do like Mike Conley today if he does play. I can't ignore that. I like him. Marc Gasol does interest me at 7.6. Ricky Reek, 5.3. Kind of like Tyreke Evans here off of the bench. He's been getting very solid minutes. And if the Mike Conley don't play, Mario Chalmers is like the closest thing to a lock as there can be. Keep an eye on this all day long, because if Mike Conley for some reason doesn't play, then Mario Chalmers is the closest thing to a lock, the closest thing, most definitely. Gerald Martin at 4K does interest me as well. On the other side, you got Vucevic, who I would be really interested in him if you didn't see Marc Gasol, so I'm going to highlight him. I think Aaron Gordon is in a really nice spot here. I don't love Evan Fournier as much as I have in previous games. You've got Jonathan Simmons going to be matched up against Tyreke Evans a lot, so I don't really love him. And John Isaac at 3.4 is kind of interesting. If y'all don't thumbs up the video, then you're not cashing tonight. Nice. Next game we got is gonna be the Minnesota Timberwolves and the New Orleans Pelicans. So we got Boogie, we got Boogie, and we got Anthony Davis on the slate for the day. And all right, the first thing I want to know is who's going to be matched up with Karl Anthony Towns. And most, it's probably going to be DeMarcus Cousins, which is going to put Anthony Davis in play for us easily. Both of them are fucking in play, actually. It's not like, and this is the problem. This is the problem. This is the problem. Because Karl Anthony Towns being so active, at the rim, that creates a possibility of foul trouble. Then with DeMarcus Cousins being so active around the rim, that creates a possibility of foul trouble. So you got to put all that to the side, man. Cast all those cares away and just roster the guys according to what we like. Okay. On big slates like tonight, do we stay away from bench players as a general rule? I would say so unless value opens up or unless you see a matchup exploitation. Like, let's just say that you see Patrick Beverly matched up against a starting point guard that you think he's gonna get the best of, and so you don't play Beverly, you play the backup because you still want to get exposure. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's different ways to do it, right? Y'all act like a bunch of females with the like stuff. We grown men in here. We'll like the video, big homie. Just like the video. All right, so Drew Holiday at 7.1, I think is usable in the spot against Minnesota. We cannot ignore Jeff Teague, man, at 6.4. He's been playing fairly decent throughout the beginning part of the season. The problem is the Pelicans just don't give up a lot to point guards here. But I think you got to kind of have him to be a part of this game in order for the game to stay competitive. And it's a negative 1.5 differential with a 224-point total. So I kind of like Jeff Teague in the spot. I think Jimmy Butler is playable at 7.1. Karl Anthony Towns is usable. I don't love him, but I think he could. I think he could. I think he could. I think he could play well. Gorgie Jang, no. Jamal Crawford on the bench, no. Like the homie just mentioned, man, it's not really, you don't have to show a lot of love to cats off of the bench. Not with this many games on the slate. There should be enough to go around, right? Next game we got is going to be the Houston Rockets and the New York Knicks. My New York Knicks, who are on somewhat of a winning streak here. How about that? Kristaps Porzingis is actually like the only cat that's really putting in work in terms of scoring the basketball. But Enes Kanter has been rebounding his ass off. And at 6K, that price is up on him just enough to where if you play him, I think you're going to still be in the minority of guys that play him. The one problem I do have with this is Clint Capella is only $800 more expensive. A guy that's very much involved in the pick and roll with one of the best pick and roll players in the league in James Harden. So if I had to pick one of these cats, Kanter or Capella, I would go Capella every time. Harden is in play here at 11K. Yo, this dude went ham against us last year, bro, and dropped like a hundo. I want to be clear. I don't want to make a mistake about this. I want to be clear which team he did this to, because he did this to somebody, and I think it was me. I think it was me. And he did. He dropped 103 DraftKings points against my Knicks last year. So that in itself. Madison Square Harden is what they call it, right? Harden is definitely a guy that's in play, bro. Definitely in play. It's gonna be a lot of LeBron or Harden lineups today. Is what I'm seeing. Eric Gordon at 6.7. I don't really love Eric Gordon today. He's gonna be faced up, if not Tim Hardaway Jr., who's really good defensively. Courtney Lee, who's also really good defensively. So I don't really love him today. But I think that you can look to Clint Capella, James Harden, and I can keep it moving from there. On the other side, Kristaps is most assuredly in play for me. Enes Kanter at 6K is a guy that you could use. Tim Hardaway Jr. priced up to 5.4. If Hardaway is checking him, he's a guy that's in play. I think you might be able to look to Tim Hardaway Jr. here or Courtney Lee at 4.1. I think you would choose between the two of those guys. Porzingis looks like he loves to play ball. I love to see that. Yeah, hell yeah. THJ, Rockets still suck against shooting guards. Exactly. Yeah. Tim Hardaway Jr. is in play. Tim Hardaway Jr. is in play for us here. Next game we got is going to be the Toronto Raptors and the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic, 8.7. Kind of like Jokic in this spot. I think he's going to be under appreciated here. I like him at 8.7. Jamal Murray, 5.2. Definitely a guy that you can use. I've got no issue there. Wilson Chandler at 4.7. I'm going to take a stab at him, and I kind of like him in the spot. On the other side, Definitely DeRozan, Lowry are in play. We know that the Denver Nuggets one of the worst backcourt defense in the league, one of the worst. And Gary Harris is actually a very solid on-ball defender. It's just you just they can't stop anybody this year. They can't stop anybody. Nogueira at 4.9. If he is getting the start, well, put it like this: if the same situation happens where you don't have Valanciunas, you don't have Serge Ibaka, maybe then you can look at a guy like Lucas Nogueira. But outside of that, I think what happened because so many guys were injured. And if that's not the case today, I really can't see, hitching my wagon to Lucas Nogueira at 4.9. I really can't. Next game we got is going to be the Portland Trailblazers and the Utah Jazz. 193-point total. The Utah Jazz, they give it up 3.5 at the crib. We saw Rudy Gobert break the fuck out and have a really nice game. I want to see what he's done in past games. Okay, yeah, Gunn says Joval and Ibaka are both probable. I want to take a look at Gobert and see what he's done against Portland, man. Take a look. 37, 46, 34, 36. Not awesome. Not awesome. And he's priced up. 500 increase at 8K. Not going to miss the value from the Bebe if the same scenario. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Same scenario, you can't miss that value. All right, so Ricky Rubio at 7.2 is playable for me here in the spot. I kind of like Derek Favors at 4.9. Give me some Lillard, 8.2. I kind of like that price point on him. Nurk, not a big proponent on Nurk, but he's cheap, bro. Yo, this is a buy low spot on Nurk. I want to see what he's done against the Jazz. 29, 7, 14. And a lot of times that can be suicide though. That could be suicide. Playing a center against Rudy Gobert could just be suicide sometimes. So not sure I would want to have exposure to that. And I don't want y'all to be scared of these low total games. All that means is that the guys who normally do all the scoring is going to do all the scoring. You know what I mean? It means you probably won't get much help from the bench. You know what I mean? So, but this is not a lot to love here. Nah. Last game on the slate is the Dallas Mavericks and the Los Angeles Clippers. We've got Austin Rivers at 4.9. Kind of like that. He's in a solid spot. The coach's son. DeAndre Jordan, 7.3, most assuredly is playable. Y'all think the last center we played against Dallas, 8 against them. The last center that we played against Dallas, 8 against them. So DeAndre Jordan is like an easy play here. Is DeAndre Jordan. Harrison Barnes at 5.7. That's usable for me. Danilo Gallinari, not a great defensive player. Don't love Wesley Matthews. Nerds Noel, 4.1. Don't really love him. Seth Curry is out, but we did see the emergence of Devin Harris, man, and he's at 3.2. And if he's gonna be getting minutes off of the bench, that's somebody that you can definitely use there. So this is what I like. Gobert. That's right. The last center, and they're kind of similar, bro. They're kind of similar. Gobert had 6 blocks, I think, against Dallas. DeAndre Jordan, very similar player, not going to score a ton of points, but can get you a double-double and a few blocks. Yeah, I like DeAndre Jordan at 7.3. So, yeah, we've got our initial player pool already set. These are the plays that I'm going to be rocking out with. And what I'm going to do, man, I'm going to see, I put these plays into the RotoQL optimizer. Shout out to RotoQL. They don't pay me to say this, but they should. This is my favorite DFS tool, man. I love it. I swear by it. A lot of us in the Sweatshop use it. We all pay for our own subscription or whatever, or do whatever, and we use it. And it's a really solid tool, man. And we get to get in there and use the tool together, all of us, because so many of us like it. So if you wanted to be a part of what we do in terms of coming inside of the Facebook group and seeing how we get down and building some lineups and rolling out with us, most assuredly, man, you go to the website. It's www.dfssweatshop.com. That is, you go there, hit the like button. Upon your paid subscription, I will welcome you into the very best Facebook group online, bro. We can get it in. So it looks to be a very solid night, man. I'm kind of loving this, bro. I'm kind of loving this one. 12-game slate, it's looking like a really good night for us. Cool. I'm glad about it. I'll be rocking out on FanDuel, DraftKings, as well as Yahoo. So if you care about any of those sites, if you use any of those, come and get with us, bro. Really, really solid shit. Then look forward to tomorrow's slate. It's only 2 games, man. We got Golden State, San Antonio, the Lakers, and Portland, and there won't be any content going out for that. It's going to be 2 games, and then of course Friday it's going down with another 12-game slate. So let's get it in. The energy is high, the confidence is up. Let's get it in. Let's go out and work together as a team. Remember, get your ass in them single entries. I'm gonna drop a few gems on you real quick, okay? Yo, the tournaments, all of these big high dollar tournaments going crazy. Oh, we gotta play it. I get that. It makes sense, yeah. But invest in your cash games. Invest in your double ups. Invest in your 50-50s, your head-to-heads. Invest in those. Play your single entries. Then once you've got all of those set in stone, then hop into those tournaments. All right. So this is your DFS Jerusalem here in the DFS Sweatshop, where we keep it real, we keep it honest, and we always keep it 300. Peace. We out.